By the time you see this, you will have already seen my mukbang, because I'm doing this earlier, and Hyena wants to give some blessings. Give some blessings, honey. You're already up here in the middle of stuff. Come on. Hyena. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Blessings for Tammy and everybody out there that needs them. Because I'm going to be focused on one person on this. Oh, honey. And this guy does not need blessings. He needs everything he can get. I cannot believe that somebody that I was merged in on so many phone calls with all his other women would be dumb enough to do something to piss me off enough to have to tell this. But this is an extremely, extremely stupid person. And just because this video concerns him in clips, it changes nothing about how I feel about that wannabe atheist sack whore FBS. Because I still feel the same way about him. It's just ironic to me that the two men that I despise on MobTube had a fight. I really didn't care which one won. It was a joke to me. Still is. But Mack, you've been mentioning me a little bit here and a little bit there, knowing that it would go against everything I stand for to bring anything up. Because I did really, really like Tabitha, and I still do. But you're going to force my hand, buddy. You are going to force my hand, and she knows part of it anyway. She might as well know all of it. I never backstabbed you. Never. I never told anybody you were in Florida. Nobody fucking cares where you are. Nobody thinks about you. You are in your own mind way more important than you really are. I knew you said a little bit here and there. I had some screenshots of you running your mouth to people here and there, and I thought, well, fuck it. No, I don't care. Doesn't matter. It ain't worth getting into it, because what I know is going to blow your little world up, and you know it. And you know I know it. So I just let you keep running your little mouth and doing your little shit with pizza and getting whatever little leverage you could get, make friends with every single person. You people are the most unloyal, and I'm talking about every one of you. Every single one of you. You will forgive the most. You said terrible stuff about him. You're all kumbaya, big friends. So none of you are loyal. None of you can be trusted. You cannot trust people that... And all the rest of you being up in everybody's chat makes me sick. You are exactly like the women, all of you, because the women have been doing that for 4 whole years. You could trust none of them for 2 minutes. And I saw Whimsy Gangster in there laughing about it, thinking it was so funny, and then she had the nerve to come on to my comments and say, well, I'm only 5'3". Why are you playing a thing about short people? I said, because you are short. And I think short people are funny. Just like you thought it was funny when Johnny Mack was running his mouth about me, so get over it. And then she said, well, I didn't know he had a problem with you. You're too stupid to listen to the damn live he was saying. You ain't fooling me, gangster. I ain't never had no love towards you or against you. I'm not scared of you. You threatened to kill me at least 3 times. I'm doing just fine. Just fine. Nothing you say or do affects me. But I've seen one thing with crystal clear eyes. I have picked Joey Dimes, Rolex, and Carlos to be my trusted people. And those are the only 3 I've seen that are worth any trust whatsoever. Joey Dimes and Rolex is beyond reproach. I haven't known Carlos that long. But I was right about you, Mack. I was dead right about you, and I never trusted you from the very beginning. What do you think about that? I gave you a little story, and it was a fake story. And you went and you told people before we could get the phone hung up. So I never told you anything I cared if you repeated it. Because I knew from the beginning I couldn't trust you. I knew it. But I kind of like talking to you, and I grew to really like Tabitha, so I kept up our little friendship till you gave me the ultimatum about Rolex and Joey Dimes. And I said, well, that's no problem for me. Bye, Mac. I'll stick with Rolex and Joey Dimes. And that's exactly what I did. And it wasn't a mistake. And now you're going to hear Johnny Mack, because you know he's a dirty deleter. And he also edits his videos, which I had to go back and prove that one time because he said he didn't say things, and he did. Well, I've got these recorded, Mac-o, so before you had a chance to go and dirty delete stuff, I have the proof. You can't dirty delete it. It is on my thing.
At me, but Terry time kind of fucking stabbed me in the back a little bit, so I'm gonna clown her just a little bit. I think it was pretty fucking sad when you were doing jumping jacks on that video, trying to compete with Brittany. You know, trying to hold your leg above your head. You know, Brittany's disgusting. Nobody sees any sex appeal in that. I don't know why she did that, but she did. And what made it even more disgusting is you tried to fucking mock her, and you did that back. You know, but Terry time kind of fucking stabbed me in the back a little bit, so I'm gonna go.
You notice how he said kind of stabbed him in the back a little bit? How do you kind of stab somebody in the back? He thinks, in his stupid, addled brain, that I told somebody that he was in Florida. I didn't tell a damn person he was in Florida. They figured it out on their own because he went on Johnny Yates' panel and had a palm tree behind him. They figured it out themselves. And nobody cares where you go or what you do. And I was not mocking Brittany. Brittany had challenged Amzie. Go back, and you never look at videos because I was friends with you long enough to know that. You never look at anything. You just go by what people tell you and run that mouth. And I have wonderful informants, and you know I do, and you didn't pay attention to nothing they said. You went on, did what you did, believed what you wanted to do. I tell you, somebody wasn't worth a shit. You didn't care. You went ahead and did what you want. So I was not mocking Brittany. Brittany was trying to get Amzie to do the challenge, which Amzie never did. So I showed them both that even though I'm twice their age, that I can put a leg over my head, which you can't do, Johnny Mack, because everybody knows midgets have little tiny legs, and you probably can't do jumping jacks. And if I want to do jumping jacks at 72, you better hope you can live to 72, let alone do a jumping jack. You're pathetic, and to stoop this low, knowing what I know. Do you know all the merged phone calls I was on with you and Jen Bailey? Do you have any idea the phone calls I was on with you and Sophie? A lot of them. And I could spread a lot of light on the whole situation. And the only thing that has kept me from doing it is because you didn't say much. You said a little bit. It was pissing me off, but not a lot. And then when I seen Poolstick and they're laughing about it, when he was just bragging about Terry time, I'm a Trump person. He can't be trusted no more than the rest of you. You're all the same. I picked out the 3 that I can trust. And if one of them backstabs me, then I'll find out on my own. Because the rest of you could all be in the same pile of shit together. And then to see the stupid ass people in your chat, Sophie, and they're laughing. When you doxed her, you gave out everything you had about her and she's made up with you. She ain't no good either. She is no good either. Because if you'd done to me what you did to her, and don't forget, I was on those phone calls, a bunch of them, I would have never spoke to you again, but I'm of a different cloth than any of you people. When somebody has done something to me, that's it, folks. That is it. And you best just go on with your life, especially if you know the shit that I've got like I've got on this fool. I was on every phone call he ever had with Jen Bailey. And I was on a bunch of them that he had with Sophie. And I know what was said. And I know who was responsible for what. And I haven't said anything because I didn't want to hurt Tabitha's feelings. So she would find out what he's like. And I'm still not going to tell you what I know. But just know, Johnny Mack, that one of the things you called and told me, I don't record stuff. But the other person you called and told, She does record it, and she has it in a recording, and she also has the picture you sent her of the cemetery. Are you ringing any bells, Mac? Do you think maybe you need to shut up? You don't put people on merge calls and then go and run your mouth about them over something stupid like jumping jacks. I have put my whole life out in front of people. I'm not ashamed of any of it. Had nothing to do with mocking Brittany or Amzie. It had to do with showing them that I can do stuff that neither one of them can do, and I'm twice their age. And you're not even going to live to be 72, so you have no business telling me to ride off into the sunset. How about this? I'll ride off when you ride off, you liver infested. I just hope that's true. It may not be true. You're not really a beggar, so I don't know why you would make up a near-death thing, like some other people I know that might.
All right, move on. Retire. But leave me the fuck alone. Take
no.
Fucking dimes, inbred Tommy, or whatever you want to call him, and Rolex and race cars, who's an admitted sexual deviant. And get on down the road, man, and leave my name out of your mouth.
Oh, no.
That's all.
Oh, no, that's not all.
Rolex and race cars is a liar. He said that Sessa told me some secret that he said. Total bullshit. And then he also...
Rolex and race cars can handle you himself. And I heard Sessa, and I'll play that clip if I have to, apologize to Rolex and race cars for the shit that you texted him. You started that shit. You start all kinds of shit. Say all kinds of shit that ain't true. You don't have no business telling me to keep your name out of my mouth. I hadn't even been talking about you at all. And you've been saying little things here, little things there. Then next thing I know, SoFlo and you were friends. You have never liked Rolex. You've never liked him. I don't know if you're jealous of him. I don't know what it is. They can fight their own battles. You've always known that me and Joey Dimes are close. I ain't never given neither one of them up. And you have the nerve to sit there and tell me to keep your name. Oh, no, Johnny boy. That's not going to happen now. Not at all. I'm going to do, if you force my hand, and I'm going to do it. I am going to prove it because my wonderful informant, and you know who she is, recorded you on that desperate little phone call. And a picture of the cemetery. Is that ringing a bell with you, Mac? You don't pull shit on somebody that you know that has been on 90% of the merged phone calls that you ever had with Jen Bailey. Nobody's going to listen to Jen, but they'll listen to me because they know I don't lie about anything. I never backstabbed you a little bit or any other way. Rolex can handle you himself. Whatever he wants to do with you, he can do. And Sessa absolutely apologized to Rolex on your panel for whatever was said that you started. And I know another little buddy of yours that tries to start shit too. But he hasn't got to me because I don't pay no attention to him. But he knows who he is and he's close to you. And I know who you're talking about, the little mole. Rolex was not a mole for FBS. They don't even speak. Just like I don't. I don't like him anymore and I do you. If I had a choice and I had one person to leave, I don't know how in the hell I could choose which one of you to let go of. He's a wannabe atheist and he didn't have praying hands tattooed on him. So that shows another thing you didn't watch. You probably let Pizza tell you because he pays more attention than you. It was a picture of Jesus Christ, but it looked like Charles Manson. And I already talked about it, so you didn't even have that much right. And you are a sack whore just like FBS is. Both of you. You're not no big caliber drug dealers. You're not big at all. How you got the goods on him, I'll never know. How you beat him up. I'm just glad it happened. I don't care who did it to him.
Also said that dude did not dox my friend's daughter. And he did. He did. He did do it.
Just like you did Sophie. But she's forgiven you for all that. Well, Sophie, guess what? I'm not. And I didn't appreciate you in there laughing like it was a big joke. So, Sophie, you're just like the rest of them. I used to say you were better than the bottom feeders. You're not. You're with the worst of the worst. And I should have seen through you. I'm just glad I never told you nothing. I never told you anything that I ever wanted repeated. I saw you in that chat. And when he doxed you, and I've still got all the shit he put out about you. He doxed you. He called you a liar. I was in on your phone calls, and then you're in there kissing his ass and pull stick. You make me even sicker than that because you called his daughter threatening to rape her, admitted it, and you're in his goddamn chat kissing up to him. Of course, the B is in there because she'll forgive anybody. She's proven her track record. There's nothing you can do to her too terrible to not be forgiven. Nothing. Hasn't been discovered yet something you can do to her. She will forgive anybody and everybody, just like the rest. But guess what? I don't play them games. And I run solo. And I'm sure Rolex didn't even want me to mention this bullshit. And the way you say Joey Dimes runs and tells me shit, he don't run and tell me nothing. Ever. We talk to each other maybe once a week. Maybe. And I talk to Rolex even less than that. I talk to my informants every day. Every day. So, Sophie, and you're laughing and everything's funny. You're on your own. You are on your own. You could forgive a despicable piece of shit like this that tried to make you look like you drove halfway from West Virginia to be with him. A total lie. And then put all your family out there and all your kids out there and you're fighting with Maria? You need to be fighting with the guy you're in the chat with. And John Yates, this fool ain't going to help you do nothing. You can have a lot of people help you, but this guy ain't going to do nothing for you. Period. He's friends to no one. No one. And to know the shit. I used to think to myself, all these married guys that I messed with, how stupid they would be to get me mad. How stupid. But they're smarter than you, Mac. They didn't tell me to keep my mouth shut and move. I'm going to do a jumping jack right now. What do you think about that? I'm going to put my legs over my head right now. What do you think about that, you little freak? Why don't you try doing it? Why don't you put your little short midget legs over your head? You might be in, believe it or not. I don't think you midgets are that athletic. I've never seen any that were.
And this guy who proclaimed to be my friend for all those months ran right back to him so fast. So, I mean, I'm not dumb.
Oh, yes, you are dumb. You are very dumb. You're about the dumbest of the dumb.
But leave me the fuck alone. Take Joey fucking Dimes, Inbred Tommy, whatever you want to call him, and Rolex and race cars, who's an admitted sexual deviant, and get on down the...
Why don't you not worry about me and Rolex and Joey Dimes? And you can put Carlos on that list too. Why don't you just not worry about us? We're being just fine. We do just fine without Johnny Mack. When I come into MobTube, there was one person's name that everybody said they couldn't stand. And guess who it was? It was you, Mack. It was you. But now that I know how they all roll, FBS is just as bad as you. He's a bigger beggar. I'll give you credit. I don't hear you begging. And he begs. And I don't care what them stupid women or them stupid people in his goddamn chat call it. It's begging. It's grifting, and he's not worth it. He's not entertaining. He can barely hear him. He's losing his voice. He thinks he's funny. He's not funny. He doesn't deserve a dime. Pizza is way more entertaining than any of these jokes. Any of them. Like him or not like him, he is more entertaining. He's more witty. He comes up with quicker ways of thinking. So if you're living in your own la land, and Mac, you better hope, because I don't believe in praying, but you better hope that I don't get pissed off enough to play them recordings that I have, because I don't want to hurt Tabitha. Now, I think she's got a pretty good idea of what you are anyway, but I don't want to do that, and I've never done it. But you keep running your mouth about stupid shit like jumping jacks and worrying about me and Joey Dimes and Rolex, which is none of your business, and Carlos, that's none of your business. You'd be better off to mind your own business or have pizza up there so you can get a few people to watch her, or have some straggly-ass bottom feeders in there like the Bee and Sophie and Pool Stick and all them people trying to find a place to light. You'd be better off just having them in there. Okay? Because you're not going to run me off, buddy. I've had this channel for 18 years. 18 years. And you are not going to get me off of here. Nobody's getting me off of here. I don't come on here that often, but when I do, I either got something clips like you little freak, or I do a mukbang. And I'll be, by the time you see this, you will see this before you see my mukbang. Or after. Depends on when I want to upload it and do it. Now, I should have done this first. Paul, sorry about your mother, and Hyena gave blessings to your mother. And all you guys that are inmates, thinking about all of you. I have a special soft spot for inmates. And just to make it perfectly clear, I don't care who chats you fuckers are in. I don't care. Pull stick, you can go be friends with Stand Up. After all the shit he said, you proved to me that you and the bee make a perfect couple because you're identical. You're identical. She forgives everybody and so do you. So you're perfect. I don't roll that way. I never will. I run solo mainly because the only person I can really trust when it comes down to it is me. The only person I can really control is me. It's not other people. So, Sophie, your true colors came out. And I'm not going to say another word about you. I'm not going to say another word because I saw all I needed to see. I've never liked the gangster. Go ahead and threaten to kill me for the 4th and 5th time. It's going to affect me about it did the first 3 times. Jen, I don't know what to do about you. I can't do anything about you, but I still care about Jen. And just remember, Macko, Johnny Mack. I was on those calls. Because remember, you didn't want your wife to know you were calling her, so you called me, and I let you and Jenny Girl talk, and you and Sophie talk. Did you think I wasn't listening? Did you think I'm that stupid? Why didn't you just keep your mouth shut? And the whole Gunsmoke thing, Rolex was absolutely right about that. You said you were going to kill Gunsmoke, beat him up, and he'd called your daughters, and blah, 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 blah. You finally let me hear the calls. I told you I didn't know who it was. I didn't know if it was Gunsmoke or the Man in the Moon. I didn't recognize the voice. But the one thing that Gunsmoke did do that you never heard and wouldn't have known about if I hadn't told you, and I didn't screen record it, was that horrible not pausing right. This thing keeps pausing and it's getting... Short people don't have no lives.
Total bullshit. And then he also said that dude did not dox my friend.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to stay into that because I don't know about whether FBS doxed Sess's daughter or not. I don't know nothing about it. I ain't going to comment on it because I don't know about it. Unlike other people that run with shit they don't know nothing about, I like to have proof before I run my mouth. Proof. Something the rest of you need to try to understand. Have some more clips here. I'm so glad I got these recorded because he is such a dirty deleter and such a editor. He thinks he's an editor. He cuts out the main parts. And there I have the little screenshots where Amzy's calling Jesse. I'm not getting involved in that. Me and Jesse ain't never had a problem. But I got old El Cid in there going, Omerta, when was the last time you ate good? Jules is in there saying allegedly. And these two hated each other. This is another joke. Allegedly Amzy, Jesse Soft. I don't know why they're talking about Jesse. That's who Amzy and Jules are going after. I don't know what happened with that. There's moderator 148 in there. Like he's going to do John Yates any good. What a joke. What a joke. John Yates, if that's the best you got, you're in bad shape. Simply Sophie. Care and behavior. J Mack, love your show. That's the bag lady. That's TL. That's another one of her sock accounts. She's Razorhead. She's bag lady. Dixie is her mother. Dixie Lee is Terry Lynn's mother. I already got rid of that Brenda Tennessee, who was another one of TL's sock accounts. And then there's that Lisa telling everybody they're sweet, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about her either. Don't care. Don't know about her. Don't care about her. And Sessa's in there, of course, running his mouth. And Sessa, to me, has Pizza and Johnny Mack for his best friends. That's actually all I need to know. These names, Rolex and race cars. Mickey. It's just about as pretty as your name. Mickey. There's Sophie laughing about everything that Max says. Big smiley face laugh on her. And then Amsey going, old age. When I've heard you in your damn live stream say you hope you live to be like me. You ain't never been like me. You're overweight. You're short, and you've never been as good a shape as I am now. So what in the world makes you think you're going to be like me when you're 72? You won't even live that long. You haven't been all over the United States like I have. You don't know politics like I do. You don't know anything. You've threatened to kill me 3 times and look at me. One night you're a redneck because you were in Alabama with a buck knife, and the next day you're a Hispanic, and the next day you got a million other nationalities that you pick up. You didn't know nothing about riding up church till you knew me. You went over there. They didn't keep you around over there very long. You're just trying to fit in, and you're making a pathetic fool out of yourself while you're doing it. But I've never cared about you anyway, one way or another. You never affected me when you were trying to kill me or no matter what you did. I don't know what all these say. I'm just going to have to start letting them play and see what they say. So Mack had a lot to say.
Yeah. But there's some people on here who proclaim to be the biggest and the baddest and the best. No matter who the fuck you're talking about. I mean, he was making fun of my guest, DJ Too Tough.
I think he's talking about FBS now. I don't care about that.
Ranks on DJ.
I don't care about him talking about FBS. Don't impress me.
It's amazing. You got fucking people you got some old folks in this community trying to hold on to their youth. Now, pump your brakes for a minute, guys. Don't be mad at me. But Terry Time kind of fucking stabbed me in the back a little.
Never stabbed you in the back.
Amazing. You got fucking people you got some old folks in this community.
But I'll tell you one thing, Macko. I'm going to stab you right in the front when I come out with them recordings. Not going to be in your back. I'm warning you right now. I've got them, and I'm going to do it. And it's going to make you be pathetic like you really are. And you just better be glad that me and my informant...
Every time kind of fucking stabbed me in the back a little bit. So I'm gonna clown her just a little bit.
Just a little bit? You're gonna clown me just a little bit? Well, it was enough to piss me off. And that's all that matters.
Made it even more disgusting as you tried to fucking mock her and you did that back. You know, it's let it go, okay? Just let it go.
You're telling me to let it go?
Age. It's a part of life. Alright? You know, move on. Made it even more disgusting as you tried to fucking mock her and you did that back.
He's telling me that people age and that I need to just move on. Well, Mack, why don't you worry about living a couple more years? Don't worry about aging because you ain't going to hit 72. And I doubt if you can do what I do now because you have to sleep 20 hours a day. Every time when we used to talk, I'm going to go lay down, take a nap. FBS was right about that. That is something you said all the time. And then you were going to do this to Gunsmoke and that to Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, Gunsmoke, Gunsmoke. And then I even hear you giving old Lauren a pass, and you hated her, you despised her. Now all of a sudden she's fine. So that shows what kind of character this whole bunch, they need to all be called bottom feeders, because you all are. Every one of you. You forgive everybody. You forget everything nasty thing that was said, every nasty thing that was done. And you telling me to just move on and everybody gets old. Yeah, everybody gets old, but they don't get old healthy like I am.
Let it go, okay?
Let it go. No! No, I'm not letting it go.
It's a part of life.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
You know,
But a part that you'll never see.
What made it even more disgusting is you tried to fucking mock her and you did that back. You know.
What, are you mad at Johnny Mack that I can do jumping jacks and put my leg over my head like two girls half my age? And I didn't even see Amsy lift a leg. I did see Brittany do something with one leg. I don't think she put her leg over her head, but she did do something. And I think she might have done a jumping jack. But why are you cutting me down because I'm in good health? And I can still do that shit at 72. Why is that any of your business? If you don't like what I do, don't watch my channel. And I know you watched it because you didn't know a thing about that tattoo of FBS's. I'm the one that spotted that first because I knew he wasn't an atheist. At least not like one I've ever known. And then instead of copying me perfect, you said it was a praying hands. It's not a praying hands. It's a Charlie Manson, Jesus Christ lookalike. That's what it is. So get your facts straight, Macko. Or listen to Pizza. He's more on a ball than you are. He gets more things right than you do. Say what you want to about him.
To race cars, who's an admitted sexual deviant.
I'm going to let Rolex and Joey Dimes.
My name out of your mouth.
Keep his name out of your mouth, Johnny Mack, Johnny Mack, Johnny Mack, Johnny Mack, Johnny Mack, Johnny Mack. And I'm going to do shorts every day about you. Shorts, because you're a short guy. Every day. Every day. They're not getting that many views. They don't get views like my favorite biker and my weed head guy, but they get a few views. I'm going to put a couple up anyway today since you told me to keep your name out of my mouth. You're going to wish I did. Because I know several people are going to love to hear that whining little cemetery phone call that me and Sylvia got. Oh, they're going to love to hear that, buddy. And don't worry about Rolex and Joey Dimes. You can have your little ragtag bunch of scavengers that's coming in there that nobody else wants anything to do with. Go ahead and have them and have your little channel and respond to me. And if you're lucky, I'll respond to you, but I may not. I may not even post this one. I may not even feel like posting this because I'm planning on doing a mukbang tomorrow. A regular mukbang like I do them sexually. Paul, have a wonderful day. I'm thinking about you and your mother every day. Every day. And, I just wanted to play this. There's something else, though, I've got on here that I was going to play. I don't even think it was Mac. I think it was something else. But you ought to know enough to know, Mac, that I got an informant that my name does not get mentioned unless I find out about it. And I don't care what goddamn, whether it's MobTube, Darkyverse, any group you people are in. If my name gets mentioned, I hear it. And to think that that's all you got, Matt? Me doing jumping jacks and putting a leg over my head, that's it? That's the best you got? I got way better than that. Way better. And you know that I was on those phone calls with you and Sophie and you and Jen Bailey. And then when you started up with your other little third woman that I'm not going to mention, I said, don't call me again. Don't use my phone. I don't want to be involved in your bullshit. And that's exactly what I told you. Because I had grown fond of Tabitha, and I didn't like the dirty shit you were doing, and I was not going to be involved in it, and I still don't want to be involved in it. But if you keep running your mouth about me doing jumping jacks, if you got a problem with Rolex, take it up with Rolex. If you got a problem with Joey Dimes, take it up with Joey Dimes. I don't run their business, and they don't run mine. We're just friends, and I trust them, and I'm getting very, very fond of Carlos, too. But Carlos just don't know his way around the bottom feeders yet as good as me. But he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. And don't worry about me and stand-up guy being too old for this genre. I think we're both doing fine. I think I seen him on a roof. You know what I wish you'd do, stand-up? I love fish. And you know I'm on fish channels. And I know you had a beautiful Oscar. But I heard you mention something about angelfish. I wish you would do a show on your fish. I wish you would go on my fish channels with me because I've got some guppies. I've got a strain of guppies that I'm raising. Because you're interesting. And you and me are almost the same age. I'm still older than you are. But the age thing, they shouldn't even be saying nothing about it because most of them are half dead and have to go to a doctor 2 or 3 times a week to get oxygen. And I still don't feel one bit better about FBS. I still despise him equal with Johnny Mack. Equally hated. Equally hated. I'm disappointed in the pool stick. I'm not disappointed in the bee because that's her MO. That's how she acts. She forgives everybody. I'm disappointed in Sophie, but I saw the light. I saw the light with my own eyes. So there's not very much more that's going to surprise me about this batch. Oh, and by the way, Trump 2024. And, oh, I didn't bring my pills over. Rednecks, hillbillies, white trash, Trump 2024. Yeah, baby. Because we're going to need more than Trump. I don't even think Trump, but thankfully I am 72, but I'll probably still all outlive you, and I'll have to be paying the high gas prices after you're dead and gone, because I'm getting in better health.
Hey, y'all crazy bitch, but you fuck so good I'm on top of it when I dream. I'm doing you all night.
So I got a phone call, so I don't even know if I'm going to upload this stupid thing or not. But anyway, ciao. By the time you see